Oh, and guys, if I'm going like too quickly, because I gotta check, like, make sure like the stuff is like working correctly. Feel free to ask questions. Like, it really is like a learning process where I want to make sure, like, because like in other places, like everything's like, oh, you have to, make these deadlines, and it's like the thing about these deadlines is, it's like this, it's like that, and well, I don't want to talk too much, kind of off topic, because in this video, we're supposed to, I'm supposed to like do this thing where it's like a double declining balance of distribution. Um, if you guys don't know how to do this, it's like not that hard. But like pretty much, if you guys like are in this, you guys are like up against this thing where you have to like compete, and you guys have to like pretty much perform, and you have to like be competitive against like other students to like I like made a video talking about like Big Four and like this thing that's like really big, really important. This channel's not really like about that. Big Four. Um, I mean, I'm not saying there isn't gonna be like a thing where you have to like hustle to like get this stuff. If you guys don't understand this stuff, don't worry, and you guys can. Whenever you guys like, really, just turn this video off, and you guys can like um, pretty much you guys can take it at your own pace, really, and like this is like an open thing for like everyone. It's like I'm not going to like say like, oh, you can't watch this, or like, oh, you can't be subscribed here, or like you have to watch an ad or something, or like this is like a monetized thing, or like I'm like performing, so I'm like, you guys like subscribe to this, you guys like pay me money to like do this. Sorry, I just where you guys like pay me money to make these videos about double declining balance depreciation, and you guys are like, he's not performing to like the highest level of performance that we want, like based off of like what we're paying him. It's like, what are we paying him to do? He's like not performing to like an excellence, like to a level that's like demanded, you know, because like we're paying for this. Like, dude, this is coming out of our pocket, and you're not performing to like the level that we expect. Like, you're not making our expectations, and so like I'm gonna get like a refund. Or like I'm gonna charge back on this. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that here. You guys can watch this or not. It's honestly, I don't think you guys watch this. I'm surprised people watch this. Um, I'm actually shocked that I have subscribers at all. I don't even know why you guys are subscribed. You know, that makes me wonder like what is so interesting about this. But you guys have to learn this stuff eventually. It's not that hard. Um, if you guys have any questions, just use the AI, ask the AI. Or you guys could just like look it up. and like do some research and just like find it out. Like before AI, you would have to like look through some articles and go through some web links, a few pages, and see like things that would be like, oh, this is blah 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 yada yada. We would be able to like exactly type it in like, word for word and then get the answer, you know. But so it would take like maybe a few more minutes to look up the formula to do it, and then you have to like do it yourself, and then you have to like get the answer that way. So it was a little different, but that's why I just want to say, before we continue with this, I just want to make sure you guys understand that this is like a very low pressure environment where you guys, like, I want to make sure you guys feel comfortable here. Like, I don't want you guys to feel pressured to perform and to like feel like this is something that, because like the reality is that you guys are like all facing your own deadlines, and like you guys have like things that you put upon yourself to be like, oh, I gotta do this at this time, and like I gotta do this time, blah blah. You know, if you guys aren't able to manage your time, and you guys are always at this place where you guys are constantly trying to like push these numbers and push this time, I would say like you guys would maybe have to accept a certain type of like like reality in regards to that. If you guys can't accept that, then well, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to figure it out on your own. I'll be frank with you. If you guys aren't able to accept something like that, you know. So it's not easy either way, guys. So that's just what I want to say. Hope you guys understand that. So I'll just have to remake this video. Since I made this video, I realized like I was talking to myself the entire time, and then the video was recording, and like none of it was like going through because like it wasn't recording correctly. I didn't even realize until I watched it later. I was like, oh, the video didn't even correctly record. Double declining balance depreciation. Okay. So this building, right, that was acquired. Oh, and if you guys can't read this, if you guys can't see this, that I don't know if that's better or not. So this building that was acquired, if you guys don't remember the difference between straight line and units of activity depreciation, you guys let's look it up. So the building was acquired for the cost of $3,850,000. Okay. So what that means is that this is the book value, or the cost that the building was purchased at. Like whatever the cost it was to buy it, and like there could be additional costs. Like for example, it's not going to be like, oh, not necessarily like what it takes to put this asset into service, so to speak. You know, so you guys have to do a little bit more research and be like, oh, how did they get this number, $3,850,000? You know, does seller's fee include in that? You know, for example, and the answer is yes. Like for example, the $3,850,000 isn't necessarily just the cost of the building. It's like associated costs, but not all of the associated costs. Like for example, some costs aren't going to be added to this. Like for example, you'd be like, oh, I like had to like do this one thing. Can I add it? No. You have to like figure out where they got this book value from. So anyways, they got this book value, $3,850,000. Okay. And then they got this estimated residual value. Now this estimated residual value is $150,000. Now remember that the book value of this building will like be able to be depreciated, but if it's land, like this book value does not include land because land does not actually depreciate. And the estimated useful life is 40 years. I know, right? 40 whole years. That's a very long time for this building to depreciate. So now let's see how to calculate that declining balance rate. So if it's a straight line, depreciation, 40 years, then 100% of it's going to depreciate. Okay. So like what that means is like, oh, 40 divided by 100, wait, sorry, 100 divided by 40, 2.5. So if it was a straight line, it would depreciate at the rate of 2.5%. But because it's double declining, it'll decline at twice the rate of straight line depreciation. So 5%. So like the important thing about the double declining balance depreciation is that there isn't gonna be a depreciable cost. You know. So like the depreciable cost, if it's straight line or units of activity depreciation, you would get the book value, right? Depreciable cost equals book value minus estimated residual value. Okay. So that's how you get depreciable cost. But for double declining balance, you don't have depreciable cost. Instead, you actually just have the book value. So like, let me show you guys what I mean, because it's like kind of confusing. So like, let's say, you know, there's like 40 years, okay? It's gonna take a minute to do this real quick. 40 years, 5%, right? %, and the starting book value 3,850,000. So, what is the double declining depreciation rate on the first year? 5% times book value, right? 192,500. That's the, the depreciation for that year. Okay. So then, what will be the book value of next year? And there's going to be accumulated depreciation as well. But how you find that is you take the book value from the previous year, you minus it with that depreciation, and then you would get what the book value is for that year. So what I'm going to do, because we created the formula for it, boom, boom. So as you can see, every year there's like the depreciation changes till you get to the 40th year. The thing is that for double declining balance depreciation, when it gets to the 40th year, like, let me give you guys an example. Let's say like let's say that this was actually like 160,000 was left, right? Okay. So then, what that means is that the depreciation that can be depreciated from that amount is only 10,000, because, as you can see here, the residual value is only 150,000. Right? So then the remaining amount for the 40th year is going to be 150, regardless of how much is depreciated. You guys see? So then that's why double declining balance doesn't have a depreciable cost. If that makes any sense. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. Next is going to be, we'll just go over through this and then do capital.